G'day, welcome to the Country Rugby League Show. Paul Arandale and Geoff Stevenson. Welcome, hope you enjoy the show. We've got plenty of good stuff coming your way. Big hits, plenty of good big hits this week. Yeah. Some spectacular tries of the week as well. We'll get into some results, preview what's happening on BarTV, and also we've got a lot of news from around the groups.
Yep.
Did you get out anywhere on the weekend?
Yeah, actually got somewhere sort of not far from me at Carl Oval to watch Lakes play Cessnock.
Yeah, bit of an upset.
Yeah, Newcastle Rugby League, Denton Engineering Cup, and yeah, it was an upset, and it was sort of due. I found that, I think that Lakes having some late season form. Things are coming together a little bit. They've always had some good stars in the team and that kind of thing, but it's all starting to hum.
Yeah, I felt like a bit of a groupie on the weekend. Seemed like I was following the Entrance Tigers around everywhere. I was up at Tomaree filming the Northern Hawks and the Entrance Tigers at 20-all draws, an entertaining game. Then Sunday I was down at Arimba, calling Arimba v the Entrance lower grade game. I was just everywhere, just couldn't get away from the Tigers.
Going to go hang at Headsack now for the rest of the week, just an empty field, waiting.
No, a couple of good games of footy, plenty of good games of footy.
Great footy.
Getting into the pointy end of the season. Yeah,
there are some teams, we'll talk about them around the group, some comps have wrapped up their home and away season. Others are well into semi-finals, and there's been some grand finals. So plenty going on.
Yeah, plenty going on. Some magic moments too that caught our eyes. Like I say, we like weird, obscure things. I mean, we always have some magic moments of actual magical play. So we've sort of mixed it up this week with a few moments. But here's a couple of things that caught our eye over the weekend. Now, we love try-savers. They are magic moments, especially when the game's on the line. But Logan Radzovic makes a break here for Central Newcastle Butcher Boys. The game's still reasonably in the balance, and a good cover tackle here from Jesse Whiten to bring down Logan close to the line.
Tackles there too,
Here's another good try-saving effort here. Renowned United v Aquinas in the Southern Sydney Rugby League comp, playing at Hurstville Oval. Good break here from Aquinas. Plenty of cover defence for Renowned United, but the winger's got it, steps inside, zagging around and spills the footy, and then throws it in the crowd for good measure.
Dirty on himself.
Still a try-saver.
Yeah.
Now, this moment, Geoff, it's not about the play, it's what's happening in the background. Warming up. Oh, there she goes. Just a little tumble. Just the girls cracking up too. Ladies league tag.
Probably thought, look, no one noticed, no one would have noticed it.
Same game, the Berry girls celebrating a try here, pats on the back, and they had a little try celebration here. We almost caught it all. So the girl running off there with the ball, a bit of 10-pin bowling, and the girls
down they go. Unreal. I wonder at what point they work this out, where they just sit before the game and say, look, if there's a try, we're definitely doing the 10-pin bowling.
No, but well done to Berry Magpies. Their men's team have struggled a bit this year, but the girls are flying the flag for Berry Football Club down there, so well done. Yeah,
for sure. And actually, try celebrations, we haven't seen a lot of them. So, if any of the teams out there watching, players out there watching, say, get on it. Last few rounds to go, you might as well have a bit of fun.
Well, just if you don't know, BarTV covers 11 rugby league comps, so it's very hard of a Monday morning to go through everything. So if we've missed anything, let us know. Send us an email or drop us a message on social media, and we'd love to share it and get it out there. But well done to those magic moments. It may not be magic to you, but we think they're pretty damn special.
No, and Paul as well spotting all those. That lady falling over, like I said, she probably looked up and went, look, most of the crowd didn't see it. I've got away with this. I'll be okay. Not knowing there's a camera there.
Well, normally, but that's a shout out to Liam, our tech guy. He actually picked that one up.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah.
It's a good stack.
We'll take that. As we said, plenty of footy happened on the weekend, so we may as well get into some of the results that happened. Bear with us. I've got some really small print here. But Sunshine Coast, it was round 16. We'll get the results up for you. And Caboolture, 26-20 over Caloundra. Maroochydore, 76-10 over Kawana. I thought that was a bit of a typo. I had to double check.
Yeah,
but,
what's going on with Kawana?
Yeah, but well done to the Swans.
Yeah.
Noosa, 50-22 over Nambour. And Beerwah, 28-0 over Stanley River. Coolum had the bye.
Yeah, now up to Brisbane, round 16. Another big score here. Beenleigh 98-4 against Normanby. Well done to Beenleigh. Brighton 28-10 against Souths. Wingham comfortable against Carina 30 points to 20. 40 points to 36. West beat Valleys. And Balimba went down to Redcliffe 28-14.
It was only the one game on the Gold Coast. It was a catch-up game. It was a round one catch-up game, believe it or not, and Southport v Currumbin, and it was the Tigers getting up 26-18. Interesting about that game is you had two former internationals coaching either team. You had Matt Geyer with Currumbin and Greg Bird with Southport.
Yeah, wow. You know, there's a lot of talent nestled in that Gold Coast comp. It's amazing. Canberra, round 16. Now the Roos, Queanbeyan Roos were comfortable 34-12 against Tuggeranong. The Blues, very comfortable against West Bell, 54-0. Yass and Belconnen United, 30-all draw in chilly Yass, no doubt. Goulburn City went down to Gungahlin as well, 30 points to 14, and Woden Valley had the bye.
All right, Newcastle, round 16, first instalment, because we've got another part happening this weekend. Lakes, 32-8. That's a big upset for the Seagulls. Well done. Wyong, 36-32 over West. That's pretty much all but ended West's final hopes, maybe. Central 40-16 over Curry Curry, and the Northern Hawks in the entrance 20-all. That was a big surprise. So a couple of twists and turns in Newcastle comp.
Yeah, some good footy there. Central Coast round 15, getting the pointy end as well. Woy Woy were comfortable against Berkeley Vale, 40 points to 16. Erina defeated the Dora Creek Swampies, 40 points to 6. Toukley beat Kincumber 26-18, and Wyong 54-10 against Terrigal.
Yeah. Group 7, round 16. Yes, we got it. If you've been watching the show, you know what it's about. If you're new, well, just go back and watch some of the old mistakes. Gerringong, a close one over Albion Park, 16-12. Now a 36-6 over Jamboree. Stingrays and Milton Ulladulla, a lot of points scored on this one, but it was the Stingrays 40-26, and Shell Harbour defeated Kaima on forfeit. Warilla had the bye.
Yeah, now down to Illawarra for round 13. De La Salle, another high-scoring games happening with close results. 38-36 against the Collies. Western Corrimal had no result.
You're not sure what happened there? I tried to find out.
I've had a few like that this week. And Thurul 34-0 against Apto.
Yeah, so if anyone knows, let us know.
Let us know.
By the time this goes to air, we'll know.
Yeah, we'll let you know next week.
Yeah. Let's go to the Northern Rivers, the penultimate round up there. Murwillumbah 30-22 over Tweed Coast. Coogin 34-16 over Byron Bay. Ballina 34-14 over Kyogle, wrapping up the minor premiership. And who else do we have? Northern United 32-18 over Casino. Evans Head 18-14 over Balambal. And Lower Clarence, they went down to Maris Brothers 32-18. Mullumbimby had the bye. We'll get the ladder up there for you now. It's on your screen. Ballina said minor premiers, but from second down to 6, anything can happen. Yeah,
it's one of those congested ladders with a top 6. So, yeah, it really is. They've got a lot of teams are just going to have to win on the weekend and wait.
Yes.
See what happens next. It'll be one of those ones where they're going to have to just wait and see what the other teams do and, go from there. Well,
maths is not my strong point, Geoff, but I was trying to explain a few things to you. You just looked at me weird beforehand. So Murwillumbah's got to win by 48 and Northern United's got to lose by 106 for Murwillumbah to have a chance, I believe, to make it. If
Murwillumbah win by 146, that should be fine as well. But it sounds crazy. Yeah. A little bit crazy. Yeah. But it's mathematical, and they could win by 60 and make it interesting.
Nevin said they could be going here, there and everywhere. They don't know. So they could finish as high as second, or they could finish as low as 6, I think, Evans Head as well. Oh, no, they can't finish as low as 6, but definitely as low as 5th at least, I believe.
Yeah, and that, of course that's going to affect all those teams like Bilambil in between.
Yeah.
They're going to be either up maybe hosting semis and stuff or not. So yeah, it's going to be a really interesting week.
Yeah, well, we'll keep you posted on that. We may as well go through the other results. We've got Penrith there, round 15. Cambridge Park 26-0 over Minchinbury. Glenmore Park and Brothers had a 14-all draw. Emu Plains 40-22 over St Clair, and Windsor 58-0 over St Mary's. Collington had the bye.
Yeah, and down to South Sydney round 15. Renown United went down to Aquinas 34-4. St Joey's beat De La Salle 16-6, bit of an upset. Engadine went down to St John's Bosco 12-8. Como Janelli comfortable enough against Gaimea 22-12, and Cogra had the bye.
Yeah, well, some interesting results on the weekend. I said a lot of these comps have got 2-3 rounds to go. Northern Rivers, as we just showed, they've got 1 week to go. So
and there are other comps. So you look at Ballina and stuff. There are some teams celebrating a minor premiership, maybe even a week early, week or two early. They've sort of secured it. So good on those teams. They must be very happy at the moment, but also extremely nervous because when you're a minor premier, the target's on you. Yeah. So it'll be interesting.
And just a reminder too, finals footy, obviously it's happening just around the corner. If you're a competition that you would like BarTV to cover your final series or just a grand final day, you can contact us at contacts@bartvsports.com.au. Go to the website, there's a contact button up there. We'd love more finals footy. So, if you're a competition, doesn't matter where you are in the country, just get in contact with us and we'll see what we can do.
And you might be trying to convince people, it's a great idea and stuff, and they'll say, well, where would we access this, Paul? Yes. And the answer would be on the BarTV app.
That's correct.
Nice and easy, smooth, easy way to find all the games you want. It's a great way to just watch BarTV.
Yep, go to Google Play or your Apple Store, download the BarTV Sports app, and you can stream anything that BarTV's covered. It's pretty simple, really.
Yeah, and what I like about it is, you've got those grand finals that might be one-offs and stuff, and people might be unfamiliar with BarTV, and they're not in the area. Yeah. You can just say to them, look, here's a link, download this. This is how you're going to watch maybe your grandson play or, your cousin or whatever, whoever it is they want to play. So watch play. So, it's a great idea.
All right, mate. Let's get into some tries of the week. As I said, there was plenty of good ones on the weekend, but here's just 5 that we thought were pretty damn good. Here they are, tries of the week. All right, Joshua French, the entrance Tigers reserve grade here. Alan McGrath, he's played a bit of Denton Engineering Cup. The cross kick, friendly bounce for Sione Tonga, and the little flick on for Joshua French to stroll in underneath the post. So a good one to start with.
Untouched.
Familiar face here, Todd Carney gets charged down. Ethan Schultz is the man that charged. Look at the supporters. They're about 10 in too, those guys. Maybe 20. Ruby Marshall here for the Berry Magpies. Just the number 6 individual brilliance here. Runs to the line, puts the little grubber through, gets a nice bounce too.
Beautiful.
And runs away to score a brilliant try.
Great finish.
Where are we off to next? We're up to the sunny coast, and we like a big front rowers try. Even better when it's off a kick. Trent Fogg from the Beerwood Bulldogs reserve grade. Here's a bounce. Again, a little tap on here. Here's Trent Fogg backing up.
He wasn't going to be stopped. I don't think he need one equal-sized player to stop him there.
And finally, the world's biggest 5'8", Caleb Zeeble runs 80 metres.
Jeez.
Straight through them all, and he's got some toe. He is a front rower.
Yeah.
So I don't know if it was a selection.
That's a fullback chasing him? Yeah, jeez. He probably thought, no, I'm going to get him here. And then about 20 metres out, thought, oh, wait, I'm not going to.
So there are our tries of the week. Well done to Caleb. He'll be talking about that for years to come, running 80 metres to score a runaway try.
And the try the Coogin scorer, I can't remember his name, who scored that one with the boys up. I thought...
Ethan Schultz,
Ethan Schultz, the pressure. Imagine if you fumbled the ball, putting it down. You would have felt those supporters going, go! And you're like, oh, sorry, guys.
He might have copped a couple of cans.
No pressure, guys. or if the ref went, I think he fumbled it. Those guys would have, we saw it, it was a try. Yeah. Fantastic.
Brilliant stuff. But, they're tries a week. If you've seen better, let us know. We'll try and share them on social media. All right, Geoff, we'll get into around the group news very shortly. Firstly, I caught up with Sally Stewart. She's the Secretary of Milton Ulladulla Bulldogs. Got a bit of a dilemma down there at the moment. They've got the funding, federal funding for a new clubhouse down there at Mollymoor, but the council, they're struggling financially and they don't really want to support it. So we thought we'd get Sally on, have a chat and see what the problems are down there, and hopefully something can be resolved.
Resolution,
Here's my interview with Sally Stewart of Milton Ulladulla Bulldogs. Bit of controversy down your way at the moment is want a new clubhouse or training facilities, dressing rooms, etc. But there seems to be a little sticking point down there at the moment.
Yeah, thanks for having me on, Paul. So 2022, we were awarded with a grant. Wasn't a council grant, it was a federal government grant to build some new amenities that are much needed given the growth of our club. Plans and everything have been done, and then unfortunately late last year we got a letter from council saying that we no longer have their support given their financial situation, as it's pretty dire at the moment, that they don't want any new assets being built. So unfortunately that means we can possibly lose that $520,000 grant.
So obviously, if the council's in dire straits, but wouldn't another asset sort of benefit not only council but the community? Other like if you can hire it out for taekwondo or judo or other sort of things like that, Girl Guides, it just wouldn't just benefit the football club. Is that correct?
Yeah, that's correct. And we've got a junior club that would use the facility as well. But pretty much they're just saying that another asset would be depreciation, affect their financial books. We've looked at, offering to look after the maintenance if that's an issue for the next 5 years, like setting up a sort of a plan where we put the money in to do the maintenance. We also spoke to Dave Trodden, the CEO of New South Wales Rugby League. He's also offered, ways that they possibly can assist. I know that he's reached out to council as well to see what they can do.
Yeah, and still a dead end. So do you think this can be resolved in the near future?
Well, I think given the recent coverage that we've had on social media, Win News were on there last week and on the radio stations, I think it's definitely making some impact. We've had all the councillors reach out to us as well. I mean, they've all got their own agendas at the moment, given that there's election coming up, but we sort of said to them, look, we're happy for you to support us in any way that you can and get the coverage out there, as you've done today as well. So I also sent another letter off to council last week asking for us all to get together and meet. So whether it be the councillors, some of the head of council staff and some of our committee, to sit down around a table and actually have the discussion. It's, a bit sick of emails going back and forth and council staff go missing here and there, and then the accurate truth isn't being told. So hopefully, they agree to that and we get a meeting sooner rather than later.
Yeah, I've seen the pictures up on your Facebook page. It's actually looks a really good little building. So, as I say, the benefits there is not only for the rugby league club but also the community. It seems a shame that council can't back it or get behind it.
Yeah, that's right. And we've got so much community support. Like, we've got a massive supporter base down here, and as well as sponsors. There's a lot of sponsors that are reaching out to us that also do in-kind sponsorship to get this building over the line and keep our costs down. So we've got the support, but we just don't have it from our council. But hopefully things will change and, we can get that done.
When's the council elections coming up? That could be a big
yes,
issue for you guys.
September they're coming up. So I think that's why we're getting a lot of help from our councillors. But like I said, we're happy for them to support us, but it's not gonna be for their agenda.
Yeah, and I noticed you've got a petition change.org that people can get on there and support as well.
Yeah, that's right. So we put that up on our page this morning. So hopefully we can get a lot of signatures for that. One of our councillors have also put in a motion for us to attend council's ordinary meeting next Monday night. So I'll get the chance to go up there and speak to the mayor and to the councillors and have our say and hopefully get it a bit further across the line. And then hopefully by our home game Sunday week, which is Sunday the 18th of August, we're trying to do a big community support day, get enough people down there, invite the councillors, invite the council staff, come down and have a look at what we're all about. Like just, come down and get amongst it rather than sitting behind a keyboard.
Yeah. Well, we wish you all the best. Anything BarTV or the CRL show can do, we're more than happy to help out, Sally, wherever any way we can.
Thank you so much for your support, and you guys always have great coverage throughout the year. We really appreciate it.
Yeah, interesting. Hopefully something gets resolved, and hopefully Milton Ulladulla Bulldogs can get a nice clubhouse and some dressing sheds, not only for the men and the ladies down there, but other teams, the juniors that use it as well.
It's remarkable in that there's the federal funding for that has not come from nowhere. They really want to rehabilitate grounds or refurbish grounds to cater for comps on either sort of gender. Yeah. So that's been a big thing federally. They're trying to do that. It's not chump change. That's a decent amount of money. To do that.
I mean, the weird thing is, they talk about they want people to be active and be involved with the community. Here's a perfect example of it, and it's being sort of roadblocked. So hopefully, council can work it out. I just like what they do. I know it's overseas. The UK was spoke about it before. About it might be council land, but the building is owned by the club. Maybe they could do something like that. 10-year lease. They just responsible for it. Yeah. Surely there's something that can get it the project up.
I can see where Sally and the club were probably blindsided a little bit, but those applications to get a grant like that, it's a lot of work. Yeah, I've sort of been around some of them. They take time because it's a lot of money, and the government isn't going to say, "Oh, here's $500,000 for a one-page application." So there's been a lot of effort, no doubt. She probably talked it down or didn't talk about it there, but there would have been a lot of effort from volunteers getting that all perfect to the point where the federal government said, we're good to go with that money. Yep. And this is where they're at. Yeah. It's just, it's like most assets like that, it's not now, it's in 5 years' time when it'll still be there. Yeah. And in 10 years' time, people get excited at the time, but then a decade later you look and think, wow, this facility is still awesome. Yeah. And it's served us for a decade, So you're right. Hopefully there's a bit of common sense. Like I say, there are elections coming up and that can change everything in that regard. So hopefully somebody stands up and says, look, this is ridiculous. Yeah. Or hopefully, fingers crossed, that gets resolved for the Bulldogs and they can have a lovely new facility in the next 12 months. Yeah, and if people want to, Sally mentioned there is a, not GoFundMe, what do you call it? It's like a petition. Petition online. Yeah. I'm sure it's easy to find. I did put that up there. I'll share that Facebook. Go to the Milton Ulladulla Bulldogs Facebook page and you can sign that petition. Yeah, they won't be hard to find. I no doubt they're putting it out there as much as they can. But if you want to, that would help a lot. Yeah. And I think those things can make a big difference when the club goes to the council and says, look, we're not just really keen, there's a lot of people here are keen. So maybe they should need a GoFundMe. They can just buy the land and they can just say, look, we own it, we'll do what we like. X amount of dollars here to look after the, facilities. I don't know what, it's hard to know what the problems are that the council are kind of putting out there. But anyway, hopefully it gets sorted. Yeah. All right, mate, let's go around the groups. I'll face this way. Pointing in. Are we going to edit that out? I don't know. We'll see what we can do. We'll speak to the producer afterwards. I talk Clayton's Cup, I guess, more as the year goes on. So we're going to go straight into Clayton's Cup because they were down to 3 undefeated teams in the state. We're now down to 2. Yes. So the Moree Boars lost on the weekend. I did see that. Werris Creek defeated them 40 points to 32. They were probably one of the teams I thought, oh, look, they're probably pretty comfortable, but they were playing first, second this week. This was the week where they had to win, and they didn't. So Camden, at the moment, remain in. They had a bye, like it's a whole, MacArthur had a bye for the weekend, sort of maybe a catch-up round kind of bye. So they had a week off. They're chilling. Cooler won, or was it forfeited? I couldn't get a result. Okay. So I don't. They could be. They could have lost as well. Maybe. No, I'm pretty sure. I did actually see the ladder. At the end of the round. Right. So they haven't lost. I think it was a forfeit or something because their ladies played. Right. But then there was lots of coverage on that. Yeah. So we're down to Camden and Cooler. For those who have been following it, also Shellharbour Sharks they've had a draw and no losses. So they're still in there as well. Yeah. They're just humming along in the background. I don't mention them, but I will mention them because if Camden and Coolah go down in the next few weeks, that could happen. Yeah. Coolah are now into semi-final mode though. So the Barwon Darling Cup. Castlereagh is now into semi-final mode. So this will be where the rubber hits the road with these undefeated teams because of now essentially the way Coolah gives its any chance of winning the Clayton's Cup is to win the comp. Really, like you can't. If you lose a game, you're down with a few other teams over. Like Ballin's one of them. They've just lost one game. Yeah. So so that's where we're at with the Clayton's Cup. I think Camden are looking pretty good. Yeah. Yep. I don't know the last time there would have been a team down that way.
Group 6 that won. Yeah, that's a good question. Interesting. You said about Werris Creek defeating Moree. I'm pretty sure the Werris Creek guys they've won a Clayton Cup back maybe in the 70s or 60s.
Wow. Yeah. God, I wonder if there's anyone at the ground or around the club that remembered that.
There'd be one old fella there.
And that they've knocked Moree's chances or dinted Moree's chances of getting it this year. But now, we're looking at 2025 a little bit as well. Okay. So there's a player kind of shout out for Port City Breakers, which would be when I read these, I go, people want to see change or they're up that way for work or anything like that. Be a fantastic place to play. It is a fantastic place to play footy up that way. So they're looking for players. Anyone interested, all and sundry, just let them know. And Wingham are after a coach for next year, which is another great place to watch rugby league. It'll be a great place to play rugby league. So anyone out there that is looking or they know someone, let the clubs know. Yeah. Now, heading into final season, really. We're sort of in there already. Yeah. Goulburn Murray Cup I mentioned at the start of the season a little bit because the Shepparton Eagles came in. They formed out of a real committee last year. Yeah. It wasn't really like it was a club that stepped back or were playing reserves or anything like that. They were just non-existent. There were Shepparton clubs in the past. They secured the minor premiership this week.
It's a great effort, isn't it?
Yeah, so you can't complain with... I guess it's more of we need to acknowledge the organisers and the coordinators. And it was this time last year we were talking about them and they were trying to work out what they're going to call themselves. And they've gone from in 1 year, what are we going to call ourselves? And will we have players and can we get a committee together to get this club running to minor premiers? Yes, So it's fantastic. And to come first to Tumbarumba, the Tumbarumba Greens, who are a very storied club that probably have a lot of depth.
And they're only back too after a couple of years.
Yeah, so that's fantastic news. The Border Bears were the other team that come in. I want to acknowledge they came sixth out of, I think, 8-team comp. Although that's not a bad effort as well. Yeah. They got in the comp and they'll be ready again next year because I don't think they've made the semis. The semis, actually, they've made the semis because Shepparton play Tumba this week. That is a qualifying final. I think that'll be in the grand final. And then Corowa play CSU, the CSU Mud Dogs, and the winner of that will play the loser of the first one.
All right.
Yeah, Goulburn Murray. It'll be an interesting finish of the year. Yeah. I think Shepparton Tumba grand final will be really interesting because they've been the two dominant teams for the year.
Where would they play that grand final, you think? Shepparton or Tumba, or they stick it in the middle in Albury or Wodonga?
No. Well, that's the kind of comp where they often have double header. They play the whole comp in one, a bit like Pro 10, where they'll play the whole comp. Yeah. But I don't know. I don't know who has got the grand final or whether you get the grand final.
We'll try and dig that up for you.
You earn the grand final. But I know funnily enough, this week's semi-finals are at Corowa, I think.
Yeah, okay.
Which were Corowa were the third place getters. Yeah. So I don't know whether it's all prearranged, predetermined, or whether they just go. They'll decide. We'll have to see. Barwon Darling. That's what was on my mind. The grand final was on the weekend.
Yes.
And Brewarrina, the Golden Cougars, or I didn't realise their nickname's the Googers.
The Googers.
The Golden Cougars, yeah. So, and there was actually a really big sign up saying "Go Cougars," and I think they had a great name. Anyway, close game. They won 18-14 against Burke at Walgett. Ladies League tag. Got to acknowledge that the Lightning Ridge Redbacks defeated. I know. Yeah, really good logo as well. But the Lightning Ridge Redbacks won the Ladies League tag against the Walgett Dragons, and I think there was an under-15s. I think it's boys comp as well, where the Lightning Ridge Redbacks won the comp as well. fantastic effort. I mean, there's that. It'd be very remote areas and stuff, so they've been able to organise or been able to have not just first grade ladies league tag and an under 15. So that's great to see.
Excellent.
Other news for next year: Kerrod Holland, who is Cessnock /
He's a Singleton junior, but he played with the Goannas. I remember if you go back BarTV archives, the grand final Cessnock 2014.
Yeah, wow. And in between then, he played for the Canterbury Bulldogs.
Yes, yep.
And so he's had quite a career up to this point. He's been announced as a coach of the Singleton Greyhounds, his junior club. I always love the idea of guys coming back to their junior clubs to do something. So he's been announced. I'm assuming it's his coaching debut, and we'll keep an eye on how Singleton progresses, because I think he could actually get some draw in some ex-players or players he's played for in the past, maybe from Cessnock or down Sydney way.
Yeah,
so,
well, I think he's had the year off this year because he was with Macquarie Scorpions the last couple of years, and. So it's good to see him Group 21. It's a good competition up there. Yeah,
that's right. Yeah, there's some good talent in there. And, good to see a young guy starting his coaching career as well. It could go anywhere, really.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, that's what I got.
Yeah, I got some, half-assed info. Limestone Coast Rugby League, Mount Gambier Club down there. You might be able to help me. Is the Blue Lake Knights. They're after players as well. So, their competition starts when a lot of the competitions here finish, so it'd be a good sort of little travelling, playing holiday thing.
Hell yeah, I love the Limestone Coast. I didn't talk enough about it at the start of the year, but it is the only competition in Australia, I think, that exists after October. And I think last year and the year before, this is how they do it. Their grand final's like the week before Christmas.
Yeah.
Which is, I think...
It's Christmas, isn't it?
I know. Please get BarTV involved, because I think imagine telling rugby league fans from around Australia and the world there's some footy on on a weekend between October and December. But it's quite a healthy comp. Like when you look at it, there's I think about 6 teams. They've only been growing over the past few years. And I think it only started a few years ago. It's right on the border. So a bit of South Australian Rugby League got involved, NRL South Australia, NRL Victoria, jammed them together. I think it'd be a great comp to go watch or be involved in.
Yeah, and especially with the Golden Murray finishing up, South Australian, still a bit of travel, but if you're still itching for a game of footy, you go sign up for one of the Limestone Coast clubs. And
well, there'd be a lot of, I reckon also it wouldn't be that big a stretch from Melbourne. So there could be some guys who are just itching for a bit more footy living out, because I think Wangaratta's one of the teams. I don't know. I think it's not that far from Melbourne. So picking the right club.
Wangaratta, Warrnambool? Is that Warrnambool?
Oh, Warrnambool, sorry. No, I'm thinking of the wrong one. Warrnambool, But a lot of those would be a couple of hours drive from Melbourne. So you could theoretically, duck out there and see if they're interested in having a game.
I can hear the Wing Knights.
Sorry, but do you guys want players? You can have them as well. But no, it's an interesting, very unique comp in Australia. There isn't another one around that plays at such
obscure time.
Obscure time, and in an area where I'd assume they're not enlightened, but there isn't a lot of rugby league focus. There isn't a lot of rugby league culture. So they've been doing it all, a bit like Shepparton. They don't do it all off their own bat.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
And just again, if you're, final time and you want your comps covered on BarTV, go to contacts@bartvsports.com.au. And the powers to be will work out something for you.
And it's there forever. I think that's what I find really what I love about it is that I've got friends that played in grand finals, 6, 7, 8 years ago. Yeah. And you can go back and watch it whenever you want. Yeah. And it'll be there forever when they can show their grandkids. So it's very much worth it.
Just one more thing before we wrap up this Around the Groups news segment. Just something caught my eye on the weekend. I was down at Bill Sawyer Oval, Arimba, and the Magpies, the Arimba Magpies Ladies League Tag Team, a few of the girls celebrating over 100 games. Renee Schmidt, Renee Jackson, Ella McCabe and Emma Barlow, all playing over 100 games, have been with the club since Ladies League Tag started down there. So it's a pretty good effort for all those girls to get over 100 games.
Well, when you look at that, they couldn't have played any more. Like, they were there for the very beginning. They could have played 200 games probably if the comp had started earlier. But that's such great. That's such great effort, and for them to stay together. It must be great for the club. And I've said, it's great. It's like any of these stalwarts in clubs. It's great for the younger kids, the younger girls, watching these ladies who have played year after year after year, and they've no doubt passed on some skills to them.
The bad thing is too, is like ladies league takes, sometimes it's kicking off at 9 o'clock in the morning on a Sunday. So, I mean, if you've had a big Saturday, you've got to back up and play some ladies league and some of the travel they have to do.
You could easily say, look,
effort.
It's been great, but I'm going to have a year off. And they obviously haven't done that. They've been there every week. It's fantastic. Well done.
All right, I think that's around the groups. We've covered all bases.
Yeah, done.
Yeah. Yes, a lot of stuff happening around the groups. Always is in rugby league. It'd be weird if there was no stories or something happening in rugby league. There's always something happening.
No, and like I said, we're starting to look at next year now. Yeah. And some clubs are getting ahead of it, which is a great idea. Yeah. I guess when you need coaches and players and things like that. But it won't be long before they're starting to focus on not just the end of season, but into next year.
Yeah. All right, it's time for some big hits of the week. There's plenty of good stuff that happened on the weekend, especially down the south coast again. I don't know what's in the water down there, but the guys just want to build each other.
Maybe there had a lot of rain at the start of the season. Of course. Legal. A lot of rain at the start of the season. They're just like, I'm really need to get some more rugby league into me before the end of the year.
All right, let's get the big hits of the week up. All right, we go up the sunny coast and Jacob Scott just barrels the defender out of the road. I just thought that was too good.
He's going to keep at him. He almost runs over him.
Tyrone Edwards here for the Dapto Canaries. They're getting pumped on the scoreboard, but they were still hitting big, the Canaries. Poor old
another try stop. I call that try stop.
Try stop, we've got Macquarie Scorpions, Tyron Johnson here with a good bump. He actually put a few big hits on in this game.
Got one in return.
We're going to Arimba. Nick Shearman here. There's a beauty. Just lifted up and barreled the back rower there.
Supermaned himself in the air there.
Almost knocked his teammate out the road too. And finally, Lachlan Barr, Milton Ulladulla Bulldogs now.
Off a kick. We know what's going to happen, don't we?
Poor old fullback here on the end of a beauty from Lachlan.
Oh, Jesus. Brave young fella. I don't know how young he is, but brave fullback there. You're running at a big fella like that. You'd know probably what's going to happen next, and he did it.
And the scary thing is he copped another one in the second half too. So, he kept
going. Yeah, I was going to say, do their head in if he just keeps doing it long enough.
So thanks to those people that put the big hits on, and thank you to the guys who also copped them, because it takes two to put a big hit on.
And it's very much worth us sitting on the sidelines enjoying them for you guys to go through that pain. And if you, like Paul says, if anyone's seen anything bigger, a bigger hit, a better try, that kind of stuff, just let us know. Just send details down the socials and that kind of stuff.
Yep, we pop them up on our Instagram page too, BarTV Sports Instagram. A few of the guys are doing some great work with that, so check that out too.
Yeah, beauty.
All right, we may as well get into what's happening on Bar TV this weekend. As I said, we're getting closer and closer to semi-final footy. The Northern Rivers, round 5, the final round. As I say, there's so many places still up for grabs. Ballina, they've wrapped up the minor premiership, but Northern United v Evans Head. So it goes like this. Northern United need to win, basically, to book a place in the top 6. They've got a really good for and against, but Evans Head, who knows, they could pull it off, and then Northern United got to rely on other results.
Yeah, they've got to wait.
Ballina, they host Byron Bay. Byron Bay have got to win. Ballina, they've already secured the minor premiership, but they're playing their neighbours' arch rivals, so they're not going to do the Red Devils any favours. Tweed Coast host Kyogle. They're both out of the race. Mullumbimby v Coogin. Mullumbimby is still a chance as well. Coogin want to get a top 2 spot, so they get a bye that first week.
Not going to be an easy win.
Casino v Bilamble. Bilamble, they could also get into the top 2 as well. Then we've got Lower Clarence v Murwillumbah. I think we mentioned earlier, Murwillumbah's got to win by 50 or 60, and then also hope that Northern United lose by 50 or 62, so or 100. So they're very slim chances, but stranger things are happening.
Yep, mathematical, as we start talking about this time of year. It's going to be a cracker of a round, all on Bar TV. I'll be just flicking around every game.
And Morris Brothers, I should say, they're in the top 6. I don't think they can be displaced. So they
Do they get points for the bye up there?
I don't know. They're bloody stupid. But if they do,
it's important this week, isn't it?
For them? So they're sitting back. They're going to watch all the carnage unfold. And,
it'll be very interesting. It'll be interesting. Yeah, like you say, I can't imagine Ballon will rest players, but they can.
Yeah.
Maybe one or two players might. If you've got a niggling injury, maybe you might be missing that game. But that'll be very interesting.
Yep.
Now, round 16, it's in Newcastle. It's Sleepy's Day, or Sleepy's Week, really. It's becoming now Sleepy's Weekend. So of course, that is South Newcastle playing Maitland at home. There's some catch-up games, I'm guessing.
There's a few catch-up games.
Cessnock are hosting Wyong, and Northern are hosting Wests.
Yes.
But Sleepy's Day is a big day.
Yeah, Friday night footy too, Cessnock v Wyong.
Oh, fantastic.
So, be nice and cold up there at Balmy Park.
Cessnock. You cover yourself in rugs. You can sit in the car there, can't you? You take your car in, can't you?
No, you can't.
No, I thought on the far side, but
Just ram the fence, I guess.
Yeah, bring your own heater. Who knows?
Plenty of beer up there at Cessnock to keep
that's
you warm.
right. What else are you going to be doing?
Yep, we'll go to the Central Coast, round 16. Berkeleyville host Toukley at Terrigal at home to Woi Woi. The entrance do battle with Dora Creek. That's a big one. The entrance there, top of the table. Dora Creek need to win to lock up a top 5 spot.
Yeah.
Wyong v King Cumber. That's the other one. I think they're both still a slim chance of making the 5 as well. Aaron will have the bye.
Yeah. Sitting pretty. Okay, Illawarra round 15. We've got Dapto hosting West. Thurul are hosting De La Salle. That'll be probably, I don't know, game of the round. Good game.
Yeah.
And Corrimal are hosting Collies.
That's Illawarra, yep.
Yeah, sorry.
It was just a bit of a pause there. We ran out of tape.
No one had the bye.
Group 7, round 17, 2 in a row. Nowra hosts Warilla, Albion Park at home to Jamboree, and Kiama, they're at home to Milton Ulladulla. So Kiama, they've been down on trips, so hopefully they've got a few back and they can host the Bulldogs. And the blockbuster Shell Harbour v Gerringong. That's just going to be an absolute ripper. So,
stay tuned for
that one.
Yeah, for sure.
Stingrays have the bye.
Yeah, now South Sydney, round 16. We've got Renowned United hosting De La Salle, Aquinas are hosting St John's Bosco, Gymea are at home to Cogra, St Joseph's are hosting Engadine, and Kerma Janelli got the bye.
Sunshine Coast, round 17, I should say. 2 to go up there. Beer was at home to Nambour, Caboolture hosts Coolum. Noosa do battle with Maroochydore. That's going to be a cracker up there. And Caloundra and Stanley River with Kawana having the bye, and they're probably glad they've got the bye after the toweling they got.
Need a rest. Need a bit of the bruff polish to be still involved. Gold Coast round 14. Now Helensvale host Southport. Burleigh and Tugun will be a good game, and so will Runaway Bay and Currumbin. Yeah. 2 really good games to wrap up round 14.
You head to Brisbane round 17. Souths at home to Beenleigh, Redcliffe and Wests, Carina v Bulimba, and Normanby host Valley. So hopefully Normanby can bounce back. They've copped a bit of punishment the last few weeks. Yeah. And finally Brighton, they're at home to win a Manly.
Yeah, and out to Penrith, round 16, heading towards the end of the season there. Cambridge Park versus Glenbourne Park kick off the round. Colleton are hosting Windsor. Minchinbury are at home to St Clair. St Mary's are at home to Emu Plains, and Penrith Brothers have got the bye.
Canberra, finally, round 17. Gungahlin host Woden Valley. Belconnen United, they're home to Tuggeranong, and Yass do battle with Queanbeyan Roos up there at Walker Park. Hopefully the fog gets away. Yeah. And West Belconnen, they host Goulburn City. Queanbeyan Blues have the bye, and that could help the Blues wrap up the minor premiership too. Yeah,
and there's a few teams that didn't quite have their pants pulled down last round, but there's some teams that like West Bell and stuff that will want to show a bit of mettle after last week, so it'll make it a very interesting round.
Yeah. All right, mate, that's pretty much it. I said another big weekend, getting close to the semi-finals footy, and as we've mentioned a couple of times, if you want your comp covered on BarTV Sports, maybe you want your grand final day, get in contact with us, and we'll see what we can do.
Yeah, exactly. And even if you're like a fan or anything like that, I don't know what you're hassling your club and stuff, but they may not know. They may not know that it's possible. So just let them know that it's possible. Let them know there's an app, so it makes it really easy to watch, and it's there forever. That's like I said. That's what I absolutely love, that you can look back at games from 6, 7, 8 years ago, and they're still there forever and ever.
All right, Geoff, let's get out of here. If we don't, if you can't watch a game on BarTV, make sure you get out to one of the grounds and support your local footy club.
Yeah, and vice versa. What I mentioned is if it's really cold at Cessnock and you can't make it, get on your lounge, whack the heater on and watch some Friday night footy this week.
Yeah, for sure. All right, Paul Arandale and Geoff Stevenson signing off from the CRL show. We'll catch you next week.
Cheers.